Hello, I'm Matt Schwartz with the Worksite Wellness Council of Louisville. We just finished a program this morning talking about wellness updates under reform. And I helped run it with Sherry Porter, who's with Wyatt Terry & Combs. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
And so just want to talk for just a moment about what we hit on. So again, I guess I sort of started the program. We talked about the fact that obviously healthcare reform has created some new legal considerations for wellness programs. And really what you had is a distinction now between if a program does fall under ACA guidelines, you have to either be a participatory or a health contingent program, and there's certain rules that fall there, and under that there's activity only or outcome based, and really we talked about those different things. So maybe I'll ask you, in terms of the couple of the components, I know we talked about there are 5 things that a wellness program now has to do. Maybe in terms of the basic components of what a wellness program should lay out, like annual qualification, and we'll work through these together. Alternative standards, if you can't meet in terms of if you have a medical condition and can't comply with something.
Yeah, and you need to convey that to your employees that alternatives are available if they cannot comply with one of the requirements. You don't have to list what the requirements are or what the alternatives are, but you need to at least make them aware. I found that with some clients that are really not making employees aware that if you can't run a race to meet this requirement, there are other alternatives.
Okay, so written, and then I guess the other thing was that talked about it has to be intended to improve health.
Absolutely.
It can't be a subterfuge.
Right, to try to discriminate against employees. It really has to be aimed towards health, wellness.
Okay, and then I know we also we delved into a little bit about some current cases, because what we just talked about is the EEOC has come out and said, hey, we're going to have guidelines, but that's been a long time, and we don't have clarity right now. So the main thing right now is a couple of lawsuits that they filed, and so you talked about a couple of them.
Absolutely, there's some cases out there where the EEOC has taken issue with the wellness programs that these employers have had. Some are a little farther out there in that they have essentially said if you don't participate in this health risk assessment, you're off our insurance. But the Honeywell case has been challenged. It's stuff people are doing right now. Participate in the health risk assessment in order to get your HRA funded, to get, if you're a non-smoker, you get additional benefits. So I think that's going to be a really important case, because that's more mainstream what's actually going on, and it's being challenged by the EEOC. So the EEOC, under the Americans with Disability Act, is kind of collided with the Affordable Care Act and HIPAA. It'll be interesting to see where that goes.
Well, and again, we talked about the fact that the reason it's become important is that the Department of Labor, which I guess you at some point in your history
I was with the dark side, yeah.
But they've gone out and they've hired a bunch of auditors, and so they're using healthcare reform as a door opener to really come out and audit health plans, and those penalties are really significant, because we talked about.
They are. They can be up to $110 a day per affected participant, and that's only this type of penalty. There's other penalties under other laws that could apply. So step cautiously, seek legal counsel, talk with your broker about how to make this as compliant as you can, because right now we do have some conflicting guidance or lack of guidance.
And so I'll close with a thought. We had talked about the fact that some people just aren't even aware that these impacts have changed, meaning that they have a program in place, they've had it for years, they're just focused on, hey, how do we help people get more thinking about lifestyle and wellness, etc., but they haven't realized the fact you've got to have things that are compliant.
Yes.
So anyway, we appreciate you participating this morning, and if you missed it this morning, again, we're here the third Thursday of every month, nearly every month, and we'll look forward to seeing you at one of our future events. Thank you.